guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things New York City and art, then I have some fun videos for you. Guys, I have a bag unboxing, plus I figure let's just make this into a little mini haul, okay? There's a couple pieces that I've been obsessing over lately that are new in my closet, but first, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this vintage bag find. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at lelasophia jewelry. I put out videos 3 days a week, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, we're just gonna get right into it. I may or may not have shown TikTok this bag first, so you know, shameless plug. If we know me, we know that I have hyperfixations, okay? Not that I'm making fun of myself in my videos, I just want to continually be more and more self-aware, okay? The most recent 2 bags, I was gonna say there are 2 bags that I've been completely hyperfixating on recently. One is the Rose Cesaly, the 2-pocket version one in the color brown specifically, and the other, this is so darn good. Just when I thought, okay, Stop looking at new released bags. We're gonna wait until the new creative director's bags are in actual stores. And then our favorite creator here, Charlotte Emily Sanders, and now a couple more who I just love and have talked about so many times, posted a new Carvin bag that I was like, don't do it, Sophia, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It's such a good price. They're such good colors. It is called the Jean or Janae, but I think Jean Tote, perhaps. We know me, just always. If anybody has any grace to give me with my pronunciations with things, that would be the category, okay? I'm pretty terrible at pronouncing words and names specifically. I saw this, well, let's just call her Jean, shall we? I saw this Jean Tote and I said, stop, no, I don't need anything to add to my wish list. We've been going over this. And after like weeks, to be honest, I was trying to think back, after a couple weeks of being like, okay, maybe I'll get this instead of the Cesaly. Maybe I'll get it in black. I should go downtown to Le Garçon. Maybe I should get it in the goldy brown. The silver is very interesting. After a couple weeks of this, I thought and stopped myself and I said, hold on. There's a superpower that we haven't tapped into yet, okay? I will show you another example of my recent obsession with finding the vintage versions of bags. I thought to myself, hello, we haven't done this yet, okay? Let's scour the entire internet, which I always do, scour the entire internet and see if there is a vintage reference for this very simple, yes, I know, you can totally criticize it if it's not your vibe, very simple, chic, satin style tote bag. Sorry, I kind of flubbed my words right there. Come to find out, if you guys ever need any help finding anything, I'm your girl, okay? Come to find out, there's often a little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And I found what I am completely going to shamelessly call the vintage reference for this Carvin Tote. Without further ado, okay? Because I know we probably already saw it on the thumbnail. This is, I'm trying to fit it all on screen, this is a vintage PRADA tote. I think the seller, it's from Vestiaire. I'll tell you the price in 1 second. You guys are not even gonna believe it. I think the seller named it brown, but it's definitely very like bronzy, beigey. I haven't called it this, and I only got it a couple hours ago, but I haven't called it this yet, but it's giving a bit of rose gold. A bit of rose gold. It's really beautiful. I literally, again, not to spoil, but because of a bag that I recently got, I had already done some hunting, but I didn't even think to myself that this kind of simple PRADA tote bag style would come in a larger version. So when I started to do kind of a second and third deep dive, I believe, I could be wrong, but I think we're only 2 inches off from the Carvin. The handle is a little bit more of a drop, and it seems like in the height and in the width, I'm sure the depth is very similar, but in the height and in the width, we're maybe 2 inches off from the Carvin Tote. So the Carvin Tote is a little bit larger. This, my gosh, again, just got her a couple hours ago, but this is a full-blown vibe, and I'm completely obsessed. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Clearly, she is worn to the gods, okay? Are we ready? I'm gonna show you the back, but just prepare yourself. it is, even on camera, you can see how worn it is. It definitely was either just laying in a box, laying in something, and I stuffed it. I forgot. I put a larger dust bag in it already to try to help with the shape, but it is quite literally just a really large tote bag. Oh, I'll show you the authenticity card because this is so cute. I was like, oh, living for this vintage Prada moment. Is essentially, I think what I was probably trailing off saying, it is essentially literally just a vintage gigantic tote bag style. There's little original authenticity card that it came with, which I think is really cute. I'm like, am I allowed to show any of this? Yeah, I think it just says no personal details, hopefully, God willing, but I think it's really fun when bags come with these little tiny, you know, details that I will keep forever in this. Long story short this time, okay? Long story actually short. This is, yes, a simple, insanely, stupidly simple tote bag style, but already just me like playing, you know, dress up in the mirror. I really feel like this is kind of like the perfect everyday vibey bag to tote around. I am obsessed, and it just goes to show how many amazing little vintage gems you could find. Just in case anybody hasn't seen, for reference, this is what I was talking about, my little vintage mini Prada bag that I just got, like, I don't know if that was 6 weeks ago, a little bit over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. This was my first side quest to try to find a dupe for the Rose Cesaly because, yes, I'm that obsessed. I still think I might cheat and still get the Rose Cesaly, but I'm so glad that I went for this one. It's clearly very much so a reference, or the Cesaly is a reference to this perhaps, but it's more reminiscent of the smaller singular pocket tote that the Row just did. Again, just in case anybody hasn't seen, this knot tassel did not come on it. It came with like these little lucite flowers that I actually put in the pocket of the bag. I cut them off and wanted something kind of really simple to sew onto the front. And I think that it is a fun little DIY project that I'm kind of low-key very obsessed with. For just the smallest little 3-piece haul, okay? As I'm always kind of doing deep dives, I have recently been deep diving, like, into CBK, into Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. But I also kind of feel like I wrote myself out of having Princess Diana as a reference, as just like a style inspo for a really long time, because her style is much preppier, I think, than mine. She really played with silhouettes. She played with occasion wear, if that makes sense, meaning things to the, you know, nth degree of beautiful black tie moments to the most casual, vibey weekend moments. And if we know me, I'm the opposite. I will literally wear the same exact thing. I'm like Arthur, have the same exact thing and just different actual articles of clothing, but basically the same style over and over and over again. Long story long, we're back to a long story of mine. I didn't give enough credit to the fact that she has, it's like, duh, I know that she had some gems, but I might be able to take a note or two from the queen, literally. Ugh, sad. The princess, but she's the queen, okay? The princess, all princesses, Princess Diana, and Vogue posted an article of like, oh, the chicest Princess Di looks and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, could I pull this off? Similar thing, I found this trucker hat that she was wearing, and I was like, yo, this could really low-key be a moment. I'm kind of like preparing for a little trip that we have, as in me and my dog have with my family coming up over the summer, very New England vibes. I'm from New York, as we all know, and I've been more into hats, and I've been more into just like actually seasonal specific pieces, which is very unlike me. And that mixed with the fact that my brother owns an amazing vintage company, shameless plug here, Quotidian Magazine. And so now every once in a while, he'll post something really cool and I'll be like, wait, why haven't I ever thought of looking for a really cool vintage trucker hat? And so after several reverse Google image searches, I found basically the exact same vintage trucker hat that Princess Diana owned and wore, I'm sure, several times, at least was paparazzi'd, papped in at least a couple times that I saw. This is, I believe, okay, it says the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and it is quite literally a vintage Canadian police hat, which I think, obviously, the images are a bit blurry, and I'm like, don't want to be wrong. I'm sure there are like some archivists who like are really nitpicky and really intense about each article of clothing and accessories that she wore. So it's not the exact same thing. The logo was, I think, a bit more straight and even bolder on the bottom, but all in all, this is basically the same exact hat that she wore, and I'm going to make this into a moment, okay? It will be my mission to give myself a trucker hat moment, but still make it feel like me. Exhibit B of how you guys can help me completely nix the Carvin bag out of my wish list. I should take it on my screenshots. I should stop hyperfixating. I should really just stop, because not only did I get a bag to completely emanate it, but there also was this new COS style tote. It's very hard to show in the full screen, so I think there you go, you can see her. COS archive tote that, yes, I've already been wearing. I literally, as Karen Britchick would say, hit the ground running wearing this. Thank you, because I was gonna say several people sent it to me and several of my friends bought it, but I'm trying to think of who sent it to me originally. Maison the Posh, maybe. Thank you, as always. You sent it to me and we both were like, yes, we got new bags, because this is so us. It's so the row coded. It was something like $100. It comes in a shorter style that I've seen a lot of people talking about. Like if you want something that's the row coded but not the row price, it's so cute. But I really could use a little laptop going around bag that's also then very, very me. I feel like, you know, a tote, I have one new addition to this list. I feel like a tote bag is so like, I haven't found a tote bag that's actually my style, and they're cool and I love them and I collect them in certain ways occasionally. But this is something that I really can, you know, lately I've been using it for like my Amazon returns to Whole Foods, like little errand things I can actually wear casually, but that still feels like me. Totally forgot that this could be a little new in item. Very New York of me, also low-key very touristy of me. I don't know which one, but it's New York of me that I frequent Ralph's occasionally. And I've been really debating getting a hat of theirs. However, I have some hats. The trucker hat I'm giving myself because, I'm allowing myself, because it's a totally new shape for me. But like I have a bunch of baseball caps that like I barely ever wear. And so instead of getting a baseball cap, I was like, I love the logo of Ralph's. I love Ralph's, and I really need something for when Matisse and I go away to house all of her little treats and toys and food containers and whatnot. And so this has been the perfect weekend bag. It's basically Matisse's bag. And I told you, tiniest, cutest little haul of all time. This is a very, very, very random line item, but it's brand new, I think. Or I was late to the game, but I'm pretty positive it's brand new. This is from, of course, Labo. I am so not a Labo girly fragrance-wise, but I do love their personal care items and their lotions. And my mom and Moon and I did an adorable little shopping day in Greenwich, Connecticut. I almost said Greenwich, New York. In Greenwich, Connecticut, which I guess there's a Greenwich Street in New York, but we went to the OG, and I have bought and rebought, rather, the Hinoki lotion several times. It's my favorite lotion. The Dries is kind of competing with it, I can't lie to you, but I love the consistency of the Labo. I think that they do have really good ingredients and they feel really nice. They're actually hydrating, just because, again, I haven't found, or there is yet to be released a fragrance that works for me. I've really liked a lot of the fragrances, but not enough to buy. They're so expensive, and I feel like I found my signature fragrance in Dries Van Noten. However, all of that is to say, I still do love some of the fragrances, and so, long story very long, again, how many times can I say that in today's video? Long story very long, they're now coming out with lotion versions of their fragrances, and that same thing that I said about Dries is so perfect, because if you don't want the actual juice version, if you don't want the real fragrance version, this is so nice to have just like a touch of. My sister-in-law wears this, I assume, or we bought it together, so I assume she wears it all the time. I think I've been hearing that she loves it. Wears the Tea Matcha fragrance. My mom smelled it a couple months ago, honestly, and loved it as well. But again, if you are like, oh, this is so nice, but like, I have my fragrances already, I don't need another, the lotion version is kind of a game changer. You guys, that's my new in, my God, 3 bags. That is terrible, okay? Little spoiler alert, there may or may not be a whole other unboxing coming at some point too, so spoiler alert, if you've made it to the end of this video, there's a little gem. And then my random new in items. I hope you guys enjoyed. What do you think of my new Prada tote specifically? Can't wait to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you as always for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.